Over the last 3 years, I've come to realize that the Steelcase Gesture is one of my favorite Steelcase chairs. From its high-end look that makes it more visually appealing than those of the Mia or Leap, to armrests that are so adjustable I can't see how anyone wouldn't be able to find a comfortable position. The Gesture also features a nice, tall, and supportive back design that includes 3D live back technology that is meant to adjust and mimic your natural spine movement. The only problem? After 3 years of having the opportunity to use this chair every day, I still can't seem to get completely comfortable in it. With most of my issues stemming from a thin seat pad design that's quite common across high-end chairs and a lumbar support system that isn't quite aggressive enough for my personal taste. It's hard to believe that my first official review of the Gesture was posted all the way back in May of 2019, and since that time, I've spent hundreds of hours sitting in the Gesture, tweaking the chair to get it set up for my liking. And just for a frame of reference, I'm 6 feet tall, weigh about 170 pounds, and on average, I sit at a desk 10 to 12 hours a day, taking breaks when I can. One of my favorite features of the Gesture is without question the highly adjustable armrests. Steelcase's commitment to learning how we work in our chair led to the creation of what I believe are the most widely adjustable armrests currently available in the market. Through their research, they recognize that we are using a lot more devices than we have in previous generations. Now, I definitely notice when I spend a lot of time on my phone, looking down on my screen, some of my underlying neck issues really only get exaggerated. The Gesture has allowed me to position my arms in an extremely narrow position and also at a much higher point than other armrests that I've used in the past. I feel that this allows me to view my smaller screens at a better angle, and this better foundation allows me to maintain this posture for longer periods of time. When I decide I want to switch back to using my computer keyboard, the Gesture's arms are easy to reposition without much thought, and these quick adjustments allow me to always be supported without feeling like I'm wasting too much time switching back and forth. Overall, I feel like the Gesture's arms are in constant motion while using this chair versus a more static position I experience with most other chairs. Now, one thing to consider, even though the Gesture's arms are extremely adjustable, they won't quite move completely out of the way, so if you're looking for this type of flexibility, the Gesture doesn't quite have it. The Gesture includes a ton of other adjustments besides just the armrest. Starting with the backrest, there is a height adjustable lumbar option that I would definitely recommend getting. Even though Steelcase designed the backrest to provide constant support through its complete recline, I do find it to be a little bit less than aggressive than I might like. The height adjustable lumbar does help to provide some additional support and is the reason why I recommend it. The Gesture's intuitive seat slider design is one of the best that I've used. And while most chairs are clunky and limit the depths that you can choose, the Gesture provides a full range of customization and allows you to adjust the depth while still being seated in the chair. The tilt limiting feature on the Gesture is something you've probably come to expect from high-end chairs. Promoting movement, you can easily select one of 5 different positions, including full upright. Now, my only complaint here is the small amount of play that I've found in the complete upright position, but this can be eliminated by increasing the tension of your tilt tension mech. Typically, I find myself increasing the tension, selecting that full recline mode, and allowing some more movement in my day. One adjustment and feature that I wish we had on our Gestures here in the office is the headrest. Now, this is an option I have tried in showrooms and I found myself to really enjoy. Because of this, we do plan to invest in another Gesture with the headrest feature so that we can give it an extended test. The Gesture's armrests are some of the most comfortable from any of the Steelcase chairs lineup. Now, I have found that the armrest design feature arm pads that are just the right amount of softness. There aren't any hard or sharp edges to create any type of discomfort, and they're really nice for longer periods of time. I've found the flat seat pad design does allow you to move around more easily in this chair, especially when paired with the widely adjustable armrest. I don't have any issues sitting one leg crossed in the chair. I know this is not necessarily the most ergonomic position, but this flat seat design also provides a bit more space and makes the Gesture feel just a bit wider than the Leap. Another benefit in both the seat pan and backrest is the flexibility that it provides as I shift and move around in the chair throughout the day, which has helped me not to feel so stiff after longer periods sitting at my desk. Even with the flexibility I've found in the Gesture, I do find myself missing the Leap and Mia's more flexible seat pan design. Speaking specifically of the seat pan design, this is likely the most glaring issue for me personally, and is the reason why I have trouble using the Gesture as my daily driver. Even though all of the Steelcase chairs I've tested include that thin, firm seat pad design, I do find the Gesture to be the most uncomfortable for me. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know I've talked extensively about this with the Leap chair as well, but even though I've had issues with the Leap in the past, I can still spend extended periods of time in it, and I've even made it my daily driver for well over a year. When I sit in the Gesture, I almost immediately notice the thinness of the seat pad in my tailbone region, and upon further inspection after taking apart the seat, I notice there's a cutout in the cushion right where my tailbone typically sits. Now, this design was on purpose, but I have found that this is even more thin than the rest of the cushion, creating a bit of pain in my tailbone after only a few hours of sitting. Because of this design, I find myself shifting around a lot more on the seat pad of the Gesture and not necessarily focusing on my work as much as my backside. So ultimately, after more than 3 years of use in the Gesture, I still find myself wanting to be able to use this chair more often. For one, I know that adding this to my home setup would just be more aesthetically pleasing to the eye, which I know shouldn't be as important as I make it. But the widely adjustable cantilever armrest design is unmatched and makes up for my obsession with just having a good-looking chair to complete my office. Unfortunately, my focus on my backside while using this chair makes it hard for me to switch full time. I hope that finally adding the headrest will allow me to be more comfortable overall and enjoy using the Gesture a bit more. Until then, I probably continue to sit in my new creation, the Lumia. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out one of our other videos.